Hello, welcome. Today I have another ink sample review for you. And this one is by Journalize and it's called Dusk. So this one's going to have some shimmer, so we will have to shake it in between. Alright, let's go ahead and make a swatch of this. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is like it looks like it's trying to be two things at once. So I see this beautiful like dusty purpley blue and then this tan color, but I wonder if that is actually the shimmer. I guess we will find out when this dries. I'm trying not to let it pool too much, otherwise it'll take forever to dry. That was my fault. Okay, let's go ahead and write the name here. Okay, I'm going to set this aside to dry under the fan, and I'll be right back. Here's how that looks so far. Be right back. All right, we're back. So let's test this out on some copy paper. Just need to shake this. And I always test them out on copy paper because you never know if maybe you're going to be at work or school and you don't have your nice papers with you and you just want to know if the ink will behave. So it's always good to do a test on copy paper or some other inexpensive paper that's people commonly have. All right, this one is Dusk, and this is copy paper. All right, so already we can see the shimmer is coming up. This has a lot of shimmer in it. And then let's test this out on some HP 32. Usually on the shimmer inks, they perform well on all the papers just because of the shimmers are always pretty much always going to show. All right, and HP 32 paper is another kind of copy paper, but it has a really smooth finish, and sometimes it will resist the ink enough to show off some of the properties. And it's a very good budget-friendly option. All right, and if there are any other colors that you would like to see me review, leave a suggestion, and if I have the ink or if I can get it, then we'll do a review video. All right, that's how it's looking so far. Really pretty color. I'm going to set that aside to dry, and then we'll try this on some Tomoe River. Just need to shake this. And of course, Tomoe River paper has a very nice finish to it. So it tends to resist the ink and also show off a lot of the special properties. Oopsie. Now because I'm having a little bit of trouble getting this ink onto the paper, I wonder, because as you know I am new to fountain pens and fountain pen inks, or maybe you didn't know, I shouldn't say that, you might not know. But I'm very new and I'm still learning, and I wonder if this would be considered a drier ink just because it doesn't seem to flow off this pen very well. I'm going to dip this again just so I can get those lines drawn without gouging the paper. All right, there we go. Yeah, it just doesn't seem to lay down as much ink as some of the others do. Now, if you like these videos and if they're helpful to you at all, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. It really helps me out, and then that way you won't miss anything. There we go. Okay, so it's really a pretty ink. I'm going to go check on our swatch and see if it's dry. I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I got this done. Here are the different papers. The copy paper, you can see it's a really pretty, like a dusty bluish purple kind of, very faintly underneath that copper shimmer. So the shimmer is so intense that it pretty much covers up all the ink, and where it does show just barely here where the ink gets put down really lightly, it just looks like a dusky or dusty purpley blue. It's very pretty. And this is a great one if you love shimmer and you want to be able to use it on inexpensive paper, because the shimmers are always going to show up regardless. And this is not feathering or causing any other problems, so this would be a great one to use on any paper. And then on the HP 32, around the edge of these swatches here a little bit, you can kind of see some of that purpley blue that I was talking about. But again, the shimmers cover almost everything in the writing and everything, but you can still see it. It is there. And it's a really good color to put underneath a copper because they are opposite on the color wheel, so they do complement each other really, really well. But only when you can see it. And then here it is on the Tomo River, and on the swatches again, you can see that beautiful bluish purple color around the copper. It really makes it glow, and it's very, very pretty. I think the ink choice was good for the color of the shimmer. The only issue I have is that you can barely see the writing. So down here where I drew these lines, you can start to see in some places where it went down drier that you can see that blue a little bit better, that bluish purple. And in some places in the writing you can see it. So when you do see it, it's very pretty, and it does complement the shimmers really, really well. So again, this is a really good one if you like shimmers, and it's a really pretty color combination, I think. All right, and then here is the swatch, and I did something extra. So here is how it looked originally, and it was so chaotic because of all the shimmer that I waited for the shimmers in the bottle to settle down, and I made a tiny swatch of just the ink here. And because I was really trying to see what that color is, depending on how you tilt the paper, I was able to see like a little bit of like pink bloom here around this purpley blue. But I wasn't sure if that was just my eyes playing tricks on me or what. So I did make this swatch, and I'm glad I did because it does show that there's this beautiful bluish purple color, and then you've got that pink inside the middle. And so this ink does have a lot of complexity to it, just you can't see most of it because of all the shimmer. And then of course you got that beautiful copper shimmer on here, which is just crazy. And you can see this down on the writing, what I mean by how much that shimmer just covers up the ink for the most part. So this is a really pretty one, especially if you like shimmer. I'll see if I can find a link to it and leave it down below for you. Thank you so much for watching. You have a great day.